your driver for the amazing adventure through Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Face coverings, yacht must be worn for the entire trip. Up over your nose and under your chin, same way I'm wearing mine. I do appreciate your cooperation with this. After all, we are in this together. So we are entering in at Little Aturi Forest, and the key word here is forest. Look around, you're going to see dense vegetation. That means some of the animals will actually be quite hard to see. Coloring and markings will blend in with their background. Over here on the right is an okapi. Now from the back end, the okapi is going to look like a zebra. Don't let those zebra stripes fool you though. The only known living relative of the giraffe. If you look at its head and neck, you will see the resemblance. Watering holes like the one coming up is great gathering place for some of the rarest species. Well, for example, the black rhino. Sadly, there are less than 5,000 left in the entire wild. They're hunted for the horns on their head. Even on reserves like this, they are not safe. Now there's a black rhino right up there on the left, and the gray animals over here on the right without the horns. Female greater kudu. And I know they're girls because there are no horns. Male's horns can grow to be 71 inches long. Now the reddish-brown animals coming up are called bongos. They are also called the ghost of the forest because when they decide to hide in the thick brush, like the ones over here on the left and right, they are very difficult to see. There's also another black rhino on the left up on the top of the ridge.
He's a big boy.
Black and white bird up there on the top of the hill, that is a saddle-billed stork. Gets its name from that big yellow square on its bill. Kind of looks like a saddle. So we're going to head towards the Safi River. The best chance to see some hippos. Hippos as birds weigh about 85 pounds. And a mature male will tip the scales at about 5,000 pounds. Now hippo, oh, look at the hippo out of the water over on your right shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. Yep. Pretty cool. They can run, well, about 35 miles an hour on land, so you can't outrun them. Here's some more in the water. They're perfectly suited to live in the water because their eyes, ears, and nose are all on the top of their head. So they can see and hear what's going on around them but still stay submerged. Now the birds on the island are pink-backed pelicans. Their backs will turn pink during the mating season. Their eggs will incubate in about 30 days. We're going to make our way around the bend towards a pretty unpredictable bridge. And the reason I bring that up is the animals that live underneath the bridge are Nile crocodiles.
Oh.
So they are ectothermic. They open and close their mouths to regulate their body temperature. They also open and close their mouths to eat. And they look, well, that's a bit hungry to me. I'm going to move right on up this hill. So we're leaving the forest, entering the savanna, an entirely different ecosystem with many different animals. Speaking of different, just up ahead is an ancient baobab tree, and it looks like somebody planted it upside down, but those are the branches, not the roots. only gets leaves, about 3 months out of the year. So this is the most amazing view of the savannah. Now it's part of the Serengeti grassland. Stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa. It acts like the super highway for millions of migrating animals every year. It really is all part of the wild Africa we're all trying to conserve. Now to my right, at the bottom of the hill, are white bearded wildebeest, one of Africa's largest migrations. Now they will migrate sometimes in the millions. The word wildebeest is Afrikaans for wild beast, and the African people gave them that name because of the menacing look. Over here on the left, sometimes we'll catch a glimpse of some wild African dogs. They're also called painted dogs. And they are about 80% more successful at hunting than a pride of lions, and that's because they are so athletic. They can run an animal until it's so exhausted it gives up. Lions, well, they just don't have that kind of stamina. The antelope to my left are pretty special. They are sable antelope, the emblem of the reserve. Now they will stand or lay in a circle on purpose so that they can see danger coming at them from any direction. The animals with the huge horns are Ankole cattle. They're a sign of wealth in Africa. They're never used for meat. They're a status symbol. The more cattle you own, the wealthier you are. Now the mounds of earth that you see dotted throughout the savannah are termite mounds. They bake in the hot African sun, where they become hard as concrete. Elephants will use them as a scratching post. When they wear them down, antelope stand on them and look towards the tall grass for predators that just might be hiding. Coming towards us are some Maasai giraffes. Now they have a jagged, irregular spot pattern. And most people realize giraffes are the tallest animals in the world. What you might not know is they only sleep 30 minutes a day. The rest of the time they're either eating or searching for food. You'll see quite a few young giraffes out here. We had a bit of a baby boom a while back.
Look at that.
We had 5 babies born in a span of 6 months. I'm going to head towards the very edge of elephant country. A lone elephant by itself is almost always a male elephant. A group of elephants generally are adult females and their babies. We've definitely got a male elephant over here to my right. You can tell just by just by his size alone. Now also over here on the left, you'll see some mandrill monkeys. They are the largest and most colorful monkeys in Africa. In the group, there'll be a dominant male, and he'll weigh about 100 pounds. Females are only about 30 pounds. The biggest threat to elephants are humans. Now they hunt elephants for their tusks. They're also moving into their habitat in very large numbers. Now with the destruction of elephant habitat, which both humans and elephants into dangerous situations, many things we can do to help. We can support and join conservation organizations. Now the bridge coming up has been quite a challenge to get across, so here's my advice, hang on. I've got my steering wheel to hold on to, you've got each other. Looks like we're going to make it this trip. Just in case, let's get out of here before something happens. Looks like we've come across some red clay. Elephants will occasionally eat small amounts of this clay. So many times you'll see elephants throwing dirt and mud and sand up on their backs. They do that because they sunburn so easily. That's their way of protecting their skin. Kind of acts like a natural sunscreen for them. Probably two young males kind of sparring with each other. Girls don't usually fight like this.
They just say things about each other and call them back.
He's stepping. It's on the flank.
Might be arguing over the hay. Somebody's gonna win. Looks like we've got a flock of greater flamingos, palest pink of all flamingos. Coloring comes from the keratin in the brine shrimp that they eat. If you look, you're going to see some flamingos with gray brown feathers. Those are this year's babies. It takes quite a while for them to turn pink. They will eventually. The boys are still at it. Antelope right here are scimitar horned oryx. They get their name because their horns are shaped like scimitar swords from the Middle East. They're a desert antelope, so they go a very long time without a drink of water. There has been some white rhinos through here, you can tell by the mud hole. At one time they were Africa's greatest success story. Well, sadly they no longer are. The ruthless poachers are hunting them for their horns. They're hunting them because some cultures believe rhino horns can cure disease like cancer. Rhino horns are the same material our hair and nails are made out of, so they're not curing anything. Need to find a better way of protecting them, either through education or through better security. If we don't, well, they just won't be around much longer. And there's a cheetah laying right there in the middle of the hill. See it? Right under the tree. They run about 60 miles an hour for several hundred yards. They're primarily daytime hunters, and they are the only large cats that purr. Yeah, just like your house cat. So just up ahead is a rock formation called Kobe. It's a good vantage point for large cats, like the lion. I think the lions do the majority of the hunting. The male, well, he's kind of like the house husband. Kind of takes care of the family while the girls go out and get his dinner. Looks like we've got a male lion up there. Oh, somebody's making noise. Now you heard what a real lion sounds like when they roar. Not like in the movies. Oh man, they're all gonna roar. Wow. You guys are getting some show today. Okay. Yeah, definitely not like in the movies. We got some warthog burrows here on the hillside, dug out by the largest burrowing mammal. Warthogs will dig their own burrows, but once in a while they'll steal somebody else's. If you look over to your left, you'll see it looks like 3 warthogs right there. They will dig their own burrows, but once in a while they'll steal somebody else's. Got some ostrich eggs on the ground, the largest eggs laid by a bird. Each egg weighs, well, about 2 to 3 pounds each. Usually signals the end of our journey. And this is a pretty special warden's post. They are taking care of a herd of Nigerian dwarf goats for the village community. You see the milk is very nutritious, and the villagers can also sell the milk. And the wardens are doing this so that hopefully the villages will rely less on wildlife. Plus, they're pretty darn cute. Now these guys are full grown. Yep, yes they are. I wonder who's going to win, the goat or the tree? Probably the goat. They'll eat just about anything. So the goal of conservation is to balance the needs of humans and the needs of animals. If we can achieve that balance, well, then really everybody wins. And that's what we're striving for here on the reserve. I do want to thank you for choosing Kilimanjaro Safaris today. Best safari outfit in East Africa. If you folks like the animals we just saw, head on over to Pangani Forest Trail. This western lowland gorillas, colobus monkeys. My personal favorite, yeah, that would definitely be those naked mole rats. I don't know how you can resist those. And I do encourage you to get involved in conservation. Pretty easy to do. All you have to do is recycle. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Any of all of that can help the environment we live in and the environment that the animals live in. And the more of that we do, the better the earth will be. My name's Ginny, and I never ever say goodbye to my friends. I say Kwaherini, which means go well. Please come back and see us again. No two safaris are ever the same. The animals really do make sure of that. Have a great day, my friends. Watch your hands, feet, arms, legs, all that stuff. Doors are sliding open.
Thanks for watching the Vacationeers Podcast YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you enjoy our content and ring the bell to receive notifications when new videos are released. Please like our Facebook page, Vacationeers Theme Parks and More. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Vacationeers Podcast. If you'd like to enjoy more of our content, listen to our podcast, Vacationeers Theme Parks and More. It can be found on most streaming platforms. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone who has either subscribed or follow us on social media. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you, and keep making memories.